Hello, and welcome to the Marketing Slice by Hurree, the show where the team at Hurree give you marketing insights, hints, and tips that will help you to improve your results right now. I'm Emma Mullen, and in this podcast, we're going to discuss everything marketers need to know about big data. We also have associated guides, videos, blogs, and infographics that can all be found at www.hurree.co. So let's get started. Big data. It's a popular buzzword in the world of marketing that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. But when it comes to exploring this term, it's easy to become overwhelmed and lost in pages upon pages full of techie jargon and explanations that simply go over the heads of those of us who didn't study IT. In this podcast, we're going to attempt to break it down into something that is easy to digest and marketer friendly. But first of all, what is big data? True to its name, big data involves huge amounts of information that are so complex and unorganized that it becomes next to impossible for traditional data processing tools to store and analyze. In fact, it is only recently that advances in computer technology have enabled organizations to collect and process such amounts of information. Manually entering information into a spreadsheet just isn't a feasible option when it comes to big data. Big data is measured in terabytes, petabytes, and exabytes. To get an idea of just how big these units are, 1 terabyte is equal to 1,498 CDs. 1 petabyte is the equivalent of taking over 4,000 digital photos every day for the rest of your life. And 1 exabyte is the equivalent of recording a video call that lasts for 237,823 years. The most widely used way to understand big data is in terms of the 4 V's: volume, variety, velocity, and veracity. The volume of big data refers to the amount of information that exists. The bulk of big data is generated from 5 primary sources: media, the cloud, the web, the Internet of Things, and databases. The amount of data that comes from these sources is simply impossible to store and process using manual methods. The data sets are often so large that they can't even fit on a single server, and so must be distributed between several storage locations. And this is where data analytics software such as Hadoop comes in, as it has been built to accommodate the need for distributed storage and aggregation. Variety is a wide range of data types available, so from social media posts to video clips, as well as all the various formats in which information is now stored. Consider the diversity amongst all the files in your database: MP4, doc, HTML, CSV, and so on. In the past, data collection went as far as a name, address, and phone number, all of which could be easily input manually into spreadsheets and stored. Now, however, each one of these formats and data types requires different steps to be stored, processed, and then analysed. This requires a much more powerful analytics software that has the ability to give unstructured data some sort of structure and provide useful insights and analysis of the results. With velocity, we are referring to the speed at which the data is being produced and collected. Currently, data is collected at a mind-boggling rate of 2.5 quintillion bytes per day. From hundreds of thousands of social media posts to more than 5 billion daily Google searches, accumulated data is streaming into servers at a previously unprecedented speed. And finally, veracity. Veracity refers to the trustworthiness and accuracy of the data. Poor quality data costs the US around 3.1 trillion per year, so ensuring veracity is important. This involves seeking to eliminate duplicates, limit bias, and updating out-of-date information. However, this is still an area where human analysts and traditional statistical methodologies are of tremendous value. AI and machine learning are certainly continuing to progress in aiding this process, but they are still nowhere near a match for the trained human brain. We touched on the Internet of Things earlier, but what is the connection between big data and the Internet of Things? Otherwise known as IoT, the Internet of Things often comes up when exploring the world of big data, so it's important to understand just what it is. While the term might sound like something that is completely new, it's actually already woven into the everyday lives of the majority of people. The Internet of Things refers to the billions of physical devices around the world that are now connected to the Internet, all collecting and sharing data. The thing in Internet of Things can refer to a person or any device which is assigned through an IP address. A thing collects and transfers data over the internet without any manual intervention with the help of embedded technology. Connecting all of these different objects and adding sensors to them adds a level of digital intelligence to devices that would be otherwise dumb, enabling them to communicate real-time data without involving a human being. The Internet of Things is making the world around us smarter and more responsive, merging the digital and physical universes. It's important to note that the term Internet of Things is mainly used for devices that wouldn't typically be expected to have an internet connection and that can communicate with a network independently of human action. For this reason, a computer isn't generally considered an Internet of Things device, and neither is a smartphone, even though they are both crammed with sensors. However, a smartwatch or a fitness band or other wearable device would be counted as an Internet of Things device. So how is the Internet of Things related to big data? They are separate solutions, but they work very closely with one another. When data is needed for analysis reasons by a company, Internet of Things is the source from which that data is extracted. As well as processing large amounts of data on a real-time basis, big data then stores the information using various storage technologies, making big data invaluable when it comes to utilising the Internet of Things functionalities and the extraction of data. However, they also work in tandem. Internet of Things gathers immediate analytics data to support real-time decision-making. Big data aids this function by acting as a storage solution for predictive analysis to anticipate future problems and create solutions. Working together, the Internet of Things and big data can examine inputs to show hidden correlations, unidentified patterns, and expose new trends in your dataset. When it comes to marketing, big data comprises gathering, analysing, and using massive amounts of digital information to help you get to know your customers better and to make informed decisions to improve performance and deliver a higher return on investment. But what exactly are the types of data that you, as a marketer, should be collecting? The first one is customer data. Customer data helps marketers understand their target audience. This is generally made up of demographic data, for example, a name, email, location, date of birth, and so on. It can also come from behavioural data, such as past purchases, pages on your site that they have visited, emails they have interacted with, etc. An important element of customer data is also made up of the attitudes and the likes and dislikes of your audience that may be gathered from any social media activity, surveys, and online communities. Secondly, you need to collect financial data. Financial data helps you measure performance and operate more efficiently. Your organisation's sales and marketing statistics, costs, and margins fall into this category. Your competitors' financial data, such as pricing, can also be included in this category if you have it. And thirdly, operational data. This relates to any business processes. So this could be anything from shipping and logistics, customer relationship management systems, or feedback from hardware sensors and any other sources. Analysis of this data can lead to improved performance and reduced costs. Gathering all of this information is great, but just how exactly can your marketing department benefit from utilising big data? The first is increased content relevancy. Analysing your customer data will provide you with a wealth of insights that will help in providing your audience with the most relevant content possible. Consumers nowadays are savvy and demand a high level of personalisation in marketing messages. Have you ever wondered how Google somehow knows exactly what you're about to search before you've even typed it into the search bar? Or how good Netflix is at recommending which shows you should watch next? These are the sorts of companies that are already using big data and using it very well too. It's super impressive and makes for a great customer experience. The more relevant your content is to your audience's individual interests and needs, the more likely they are to take the desired action. Getting these laser-focused insights into the topics and types of content your audience finds most appealing is one of the key benefits of big data to marketers. Going beyond the idea that each potential customer that pays a visit to your site requires the same blanket messaging is essential for boosting your customer acquisition and retention. Big data gives marketers the confidence that they are targeting the right audience at the right time with the right content and via the right channels. With big data, the guesswork is removed in terms of identifying who your customers are and what they actually want. This allows marketers to hone in on those who are ready to buy at the right time. It also enables you to identify which traffic sources are bringing you the most visitors, leads, and sales. That way you know for sure which channels are most fitting for your target audience, and you'll be able to optimize your marketing campaigns accordingly. Using the right channels for your digital marketing strategy is a key element of success. Take internet browser cookies, for example. As a user browses the internet, crumbs of information regarding their activity are collected, which can then provide insights into the user's wants and needs. Armed with this data, marketers can create a variety of customer personas based on a user's purchasing patterns, behaviours, channel preferences, buying capacity, and product preferences. Using these personas, you can devise a marketing strategy that caters to specific user behaviours and aims to guide your visitors seamlessly through the buyer's journey, taking your target audience from that initial awareness stage right through to becoming a customer. Big data can also help improve pricing decisions. Establishing an appropriate price point can be tricky. You don't want to price yourself too high at the risk of scaring off any potential customers. But then again, pricing yourself too low can give off the impression that your product or services are of poor quality. With big data, you can easily gain access to the insights you need to monitor consumer interest for all the various price points of your products or services. Factors such as product preferences, sales negotiations, and economic situations can reveal what drives prices for each customer segment and product. From this, you can make better informed decisions and help adjust your pricing accordingly to help you get the most out of each and every sale. Moreover, big data also allows companies to automate thousands of product prices. This can help save time and resources and yield more accurate pricing decisions because fewer human errors will occur. Big data also provides marketers with an overview of what's working and what's not. Things move too fast nowadays to ignore something that isn't performing as well as you might like. In the past, there was a lag between the launch of a marketing campaign and the gathering of results. But now, thanks to big data, marketers have instant access to performance metrics on all digital marketing efforts. By constantly checking, rechecking, testing, and measuring all elements of your marketing strategy, you can be sure that everything is operating at peak effectiveness. So if certain blog topics are getting more traction than others, you can create more that are similar. If emails get a higher open rate when you use emojis in the subject line, you can continue to use emojis with confidence. If certain calls to actions on your website aren't gaining enough engagement, you can make edits, such as to the copy or the colours used, to see if this changes anything. If your Facebook ads are outperforming your Google ads, then you might want to allocate more of your budget towards Facebook. Big data provides you with the ability to fine-tune every minor detail of your entire marketing strategy as you go along, keeping you on top of your game. With big data, marketers have a clearer return on investment. At the end of the day, what matters most to your boss and any other key stakeholders within the business is return on investment. No matter how great you think a social media post or blog is, if it doesn't resonate with your target audience and get you closer to achieving the overall campaign goal, then it can't really be seen as a win. With big data, you can use analytics to prove precisely how every penny spent as part of your marketing is having an impact on company profit. For example, by using tracking parameters within a URL, you can show the exact pathway taken by a customer from the moment they clicked on your Facebook ad, right through to making the actual purchase as a result. And as with everything, there are challenges and drawbacks to consider when it comes to implementing big data into your marketing strategy. Being aware of these is important so that you can be ready to tackle them when they arise or help prevent them from occurring in the first place. 88% of IT leaders believe that their organisation truly understands its customers. Yet, only 61% of consumers feel that companies understand their needs. So clearly there is some sort of disconnect between these perceptions. Let's talk about a few reasons why this might be the case, as well as how to solve it. Firstly, your data systems are disparate. A user's perceptions are immediate, but there can be a disconnect between a data request and the time it takes to acquire data from the available sources. The greater the lag in data acquisition, the greater the disconnect. This can make it especially challenging when it comes to delivering a highly personalised customer experience, as the lag can often make efforts less effective. With so many marketers holding their data in so many different systems, pulling the data together can become time-consuming and compromise security and compliance, hindering efficiency and the ability to analyse the data to derive something useful from it. With an omni-channel marketing software such as Hurree, marketers can easily unify their tools to create dynamic segments made up of multiple touchpoints, automate activities across different tools, and analyse campaign results all in the one place. Secondly, acquiring data becomes a little bit trickier again when we take into consideration streaming data. This is the data that is gathered in real time from online gaming, e-commerce, and social media activity, GPS, and sensors. Internet of Things systems can have hundreds of sensors, so the quantity of streaming data can be quite demanding, even on the biggest data systems. In addition to acquiring the data, you also need real-time event processing to make use of it. As marketers invest more and more in the possibility of reaching a target audience through Internet of Things devices, they need cloud-native big data tools to effectively handle the influx of streaming data. Some streaming data, like GPS, website clicks, and video viewer interaction, are directly related to customer behaviours that provide essential marketing data. These challenges can be addressed using tools that are currently available on major cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, allowing marketers to get the full benefit of streaming data from these big data cloud platforms. The final challenge involves cross-department cooperation. The 3 pillars of a successful digital transformation involve having a clear, measurable objective, having great executive leadership and management, and finally ensuring that this is aligned across all departments. Big data adoption requires the involvement of different teams within an organisation, yet each team requires its own view and has its own use of the data. Marketers can only benefit from big data if analysis of that data is accessible and efficient. Big data and multi-cloud environments make that possible. It allows IT and other data management departments to use their own tools in their own environments, whilst also making crucial information easily accessible to other departments. In order to harness the true power of big data, you need to be using the right tools. If you're starting from scratch, then you'll want to have all the necessary tools and systems set up to gather the data you want to analyse first. Let's talk about a few of the key areas of your marketing strategy and the examples of tools that you should have behind them. Firstly, your website. For your website, you'll want to install Google Analytics, so it can track all visitor behaviour and page performance. Depending on your content management system, you might also be able to get access to some analytics there too. With social media channels such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc., they have their own analytics which you can tap into, but they don't make it easy. For a more detailed analysis, it's worth using a social media tool such as Buffer or Hootsuite to schedule your content and easily see what is performing well and what isn't. Another important tool is your CRM or Customer Relationship Management tool. This is an essential element of any sales and marketing team, and it allows you to organise and manage your customer relationships on a centralised and easy to use platform, for example HubSpot. If your business is e-commerce, then you'll need the right platform to help you get your store up and running online. Popular platforms include Shopify and Magento. And then to allow for safe and secure payments to be made through your website, then you'll need a payment provider such as Stripe or PayPal. And for the setup and analysis of any digital advertising, Google Ads is one of the most popular platforms. These tools are just a small collection of some of the elements that might make up one company's marketing strategy. Within each of these tools, there is a ton of data. To use that data in the most meaningful way, you'll want to collect it, unify it, analyse it, and display it. In its current state, your team is missing out on untapped opportunities that may arise from seeing the complete picture. And this is where Hurree comes in. Hurree software seamlessly integrates data from your marketing tools, allowing you to segment audiences and activate campaigns all from one place. Working with Hurree, you will have the opportunity to eliminate data silos by connecting your existing marketing tools and technologies, to create dynamic segments based on customer behaviour across multiple platforms and touchpoints, to plan and activate automated omnichannel marketing campaigns using a single user interface, and to monitor audience segments and workflow performance with unified data. Hurree empowers marketers to achieve more. The continuous advancement of modern day technologies like big data, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things are playing a critical role in the growth of modern businesses. So take the next step and check out our website at www.hurree.co to book a free demo today. If you like this podcast, then you can subscribe for free via any podcast app or on Spotify. Feel free to share it with a friend if you think they might enjoy it. And don't forget, you can find other resources like guides, videos, blogs and infographics over on our website at www.hurree.co. Thanks for listening.